My wife screamed at dinner. I hate your family. They're toxic and I want a divorce. My parents were at the table. I responded, okay, let's start now. Then I called my lawyer on speakerphone and started the filing process while she sat there. When she realized I wasn't going to beg or fight, and the attorney said, I can have papers ready by Monday. I, 37 male, was cutting into my mom's pot roast when my wife, 34, decided to blow up our marriage. Sunday dinner at my parents' place. Nothing unusual. We did this couple times a month, had been for years. My dad was telling some dumb joke about his golf game. My mom was offering seconds, normal family stuff. My wife was picking at her food looking annoyed, but honestly that had been her default mood for like a month. I'd asked what was wrong multiple times. Always got nothing, or I'm fine, with that edge in her voice that means neither of those things. Then my mom asked if we'd be joining them for Thanksgiving. My wife's fork hit her plate so hard I thought it cracked. Everything went quiet. Are you kidding me right now? My mom blinked. I just meant, no, I can't do this anymore. She stood up fast enough that her chair scraped across the floor. Every single weekend it's your family. Every holiday, every birthday, every random Sunday. I can't breathe. Maybe we should talk about this at home, I said quietly. Why? So you can tell me I'm overreacting again? That they mean well and I'm being sensitive? Her voice kept climbing. Your family is toxic. Your mother treats me like hired help. Your dad makes comments all the time. And you, she pointed at me like I was on trial. You always take their side. My dad put down his fork. My mom looked like someone had slapped her. I really think we should. I hate your family. I hate coming here. I hate pretending everything's fine when it's not. And I hate that you're too much of a mama's boy to see what they're doing. The silence was so heavy I could hear the kitchen clock ticking. I want a divorce, she said. I'm done with this marriage, done with all of you. I looked at her, really looked at her, and something clicked in my brain. This wasn't a breakdown or a bad moment. She'd been building to this, probably rehearsed it. Okay, I said. She stopped mid-breath. What? Okay, let's get divorced. Don't you dare try to. I pulled out my phone, found my lawyer's number, family friend, had done our wills a few years back, hit speaker. What are you doing? Phone rang twice. Hey, what's up? Sorry to bug you on a Sunday, but I need to file for divorce. My wife just asked for one at dinner. How fast can we move on this? Dead silence at the table. My wife's mouth literally fell open. My lawyer was quiet for a second. All right, I can draft initial paperwork tomorrow. You'll need to come in to sign. Any kids? No. Major assets? House is in both names. 2 cars, hers is paid off. Mine has about 2 years left on the loan. We each have our own retirement accounts from work. Joint checking for bills and household stuff, that's it. My wife grabbed for my phone. Hang up right now. I moved it out of reach. Timeline on this? If it's uncontested, 3-4 months maybe. If she fights you, could be 6 months to a year depending. She literally just said she wants a divorce in front of witnesses. I'm not fighting anything. Let's move fast. Come by tomorrow morning. I'll have everything ready. Thanks. I hung up. My wife was shaking. You cannot just... You said you wanted a divorce. I'm giving you one. In front of your parents? You brought it up at the dinner table. I'm just following through. She looked at my mom, then my dad, like they'd back her up. They both just sat there looking shell-shocked. I want to go home, she said. Sure, let's go. Stood up, thanked my parents for dinner, told them I was sorry about all this. My mom grabbed my hand and squeezed it. My dad just nodded. Car ride home was completely silent. She kept staring at me like I'd suddenly crack and start apologizing. I just drove. Got home, she went straight to the bedroom. I grabbed a beer and turned on whatever game was on. Maybe 20 minutes later, she came back out. We need to talk. About? About what just happened. You asked for a divorce, I called a lawyer. What else is there? You're being insane. I was upset. You said you hate my family. You said you want a divorce. In front of my parents. That's not upset. That's a decision. I didn't mean it. I took a sip. Which part? The divorce part. What about hating my family? She waved her hand like shooing a fly. I was emotional. So you don't hate them? That's not... You're twisting this. I'm not twisting anything. You either meant what you said or you were trying to hurt people I love. Either way, we're done. She sat down, switched tactics. Softer voice, the one she uses when she wants something. Baby, I'm sorry. Today was really stressful and I snapped. Can we just forget it happened? You said I want a divorce in front of witnesses. I took you at your word. Papers are being drafted tomorrow. You're punishing me for having feelings. I'm respecting your clearly stated wishes. This is crazy. You won't even fight for us? You just told my parents their son is a mama's boy and their family is toxic, then demanded a divorce. What exactly am I supposed to fight for? Real tears started then. Not the manipulation kind, the actual ones. I didn't think you'd actually do it. Then you shouldn't have said it. She went to bed crying. I stayed on the couch watching the game until I fell asleep there. Update 1. Went to my lawyer's office first thing the next morning. My wife had blown up my phone all night, crying voicemails, texts that went from apologizing to threatening to weird rambling about how she didn't mean it that way. Didn't answer any of them. My lawyer had everything ready. Standard no-fault divorce. Split everything 50-50. House gets sold. We divide the equity. Cars stay with whoever drives them. Retirement accounts stay separate. Joint checking accounts split down the middle. Had maybe $8,000 in there. This is pretty straightforward, he said. If she agrees to all this, we can wrap it up relatively quick. What if she doesn't? Then it gets complicated. But you've got her asking for the divorce on record with witnesses. That helps. Signed everything. Left feeling this weird calm, like I'd just gotten off a roller coaster. Got home around lunch. My wife was there. Looked like she'd been crying all morning. House was a disaster. She'd clearly been pacing and throwing stuff around. Where were you? Lawyer's office, signing divorce papers. All the color drained from her face. You actually went. Told you I would. I thought you'd calm down overnight and we could talk. We are talking. Through lawyers. You'll be served in a few days. You're really doing this. You're really throwing away 5 years. You threw them away. I'm just doing the paperwork. She started yelling again about how I was destroying our marriage over one mistake, and how she'd said one thing in anger, and I was using it as an excuse. 5 years of apparently hating my family. That's not one mistake, that's a reveal. Her sister called while we were arguing. My wife answered on speaker. Immediately started the waterworks. Told her version about how I'd humiliated her and was abandoning her over nothing. And she just had one emotional moment. I could hear her sister getting loud on the other end, calling me names. Then my phone rang. Her mom. What did you do to my daughter? Hey, your daughter asked for a divorce at my parents' dinner table. I'm giving her what she asked for. She said you're being cruel, refusing to even discuss it. She can discuss it with her lawyer. That's how divorces work. You're breaking her heart over one fight. She broke mine first, in front of my parents, while they were serving pot roast. Don't get smart with me. She made a mistake. Great, she can learn from it. Have a good one. Hung up. My wife threw her phone at the wall. My family thinks you're a monster. Your family wasn't sitting at that table. Because you're doing this to punish me. I'm doing this because you asked me to. She tried to grab my arms, make me look at her. Please, we can go to counseling, work this out. Nope. Why not? Because you don't say that kind of thing unless part of you means it. And if you didn't mean it, you said it specifically to hurt my parents. Either way, I'm out. Full breakdown. Collapsed on the couch sobbing. I went to the bedroom and started packing. What are you doing? She was in the doorway. Moving out. Where? Hotel tonight. Looking for apartments this week. You're just leaving me here? House is yours until we sell it. I'll keep paying my half of the mortgage. Everything else gets sorted by the lawyers. Packed 2 suitcases and my laptop bag. She followed me to the car crying, literally begging me to stay. This is insane. You're being insane. I'm being practical. Drove to a hotel by my work. Checked in for a couple weeks. Called my parents once I was settled. How you doing, son? My dad answered. Filed for divorce this morning. Heard my mom in the background, voice shaking. She got on the phone. Sweetie, are you sure? Maybe she was just... Mom? She said she hates you guys. Even if she didn't mean the divorce part, she meant that part enough to say it. I can't be with someone who'd do that. My dad took the phone back. You did the right thing. Takes guts. We talked for a bit. They offered to let me crash with them. I said no, needed my own space to process everything. That night, my wife sent this massive email, 5 pages about how sorry she was, how she really did love my family, how work stress had been building, and she'd taken it out on the wrong people. How she wanted to fix everything. Wrote back, I appreciate the apology. Maybe send one to my parents too, but the divorce is still happening, we're not compatible. Her response came fast. You never really loved me. If you did, you'd forgive me. Me, I loved you a lot, past tense. You killed it at a dinner table. She didn't reply after that. Update 2, she got served about a week after I filed. No, because she called from her mom's phone. I'd blocked her number and her sister's by then. So you're really doing this, she said. Wasn't even a question anymore. Yep. I got a lawyer. He says I can contest everything. That's your call. Take longer and cost more money, but go ahead. He says I'm entitled to alimony. Maybe. We make similar money though, so probably not. He says you abandoned the marital home. I left so we're not living together during a divorce, which would be hell. Still paying my half of everything. He says you're trying to screw me in the settlement. Your lawyer sounds expensive. Good luck. She hung up. Her lawyer sent a letter to mine. Long thing about how she deserved more of the house equity because she'd invested more emotionally in the relationship and had sacrificed her career growth for the marriage. My lawyer actually laughed reading it. That's not how any of this works. What happens now? We respond with the same offer. If she wants to fight it, we can go to court. But judges really don't like people wasting their time. Meanwhile, her family went completely nuts. Her mom called my office, actually tracked down my work number and called during business hours. My assistant was so confused. Her sister found me on every social media platform, sent this long message about what a coward I was, how real men work on marriages, how I was throwing away a good woman over one argument. Replied, she publicly humiliated my parents and asked for a divorce. I respected her wishes. That's not cowardly, that's logical. Block me, or I'll block you. Had to block all of them eventually. But the thing that really got me was when my wife showed up at my parents' house. My mom called me, voice all shaky. Your wife just came by. What, are you okay? She wanted to apologize, said she was sorry, that she'd been stressed, didn't mean any of it, that it came out wrong. What'd you say? Your father told her we appreciated the apology, but she needed to leave. Then she started crying and asking if we could convince you to stop the divorce. Mom, I'm sorry, I told her this was between you and her, that we love her, but we love you more, and we'd support whatever you decided. Thanks. But honey, she said you were making a mistake, that you'd regret this. She seemed almost, I don't know, desperate? My dad got on the line. Be careful, son. Desperate people do stupid things. He wasn't wrong. Couple days later, I got a call from the property manager at an apartment I'd applied to. Said my application was flagged because someone called saying I was a terrible tenant who'd destroyed property before. Knew immediately it was her. Called my lawyer. Can we do anything about this? Document everything. If it keeps happening, we can file for harassment or even a restraining order. That same night, she somehow got into my hotel, probably tailgated someone through the security door, and started pounding on my room. I know you're in there. Open the door. We need to talk. Looked through the peephole. Called the front desk. My wife, who I'm divorcing, is in the hallway refusing to leave. Security escorted her out. I checked out the next morning and switched hotels without telling anyone where. Found an apartment in a newer building that didn't need landlord references, just proof of income and deposits. First month, last month, security deposit, $3,000. But at least I had my own place. Moved in over a weekend with my dad and a couple guys from work. Barely had any furniture. Most of it was hers anyway. Bought a mattress, a couch off Facebook Marketplace, and a TV. Good enough. My wife somehow found out, probably drove by the old hotel or something. Email. So you got your own apartment. Guess this is really real. I filed divorce papers a month ago. It's been real. Her, hope you're happy. You destroyed our marriage over nothing. You destroyed it when you screamed at my family. I just made it official. Her lawyer sent another demand letter. She wanted the house appraised at a higher value, claiming we were lowballing the equity to cheat her. My lawyer was unbothered. We'll get an independent appraisal. It'll come back at market value, which is what we estimated. Did the appraisal. Came back about $2,000 higher than our estimate. My lawyer adjusted the numbers, offered her an extra $1,000 from my share to speed things along. Her lawyer rejected it, wanted mediation. How much is this going to cost me? I asked. Mediator's a few hundred. If we end up in court, a few thousand more. She's dragging this out on purpose, probably hoping you'll get tired and give her more just to be done with it. Not happening. Mediation day came. First time seeing her in person in like 6 weeks. She looked rough, lost weight, dark circles, hair wasn't done. Part of me felt bad. Really small part. Mediator had us each state our side. Her lawyer went first. My client feels she's been treated unfairly. She had one emotional outburst during a stressful period, and her husband used it as justification to abandon the marriage without any attempt at reconciliation. My lawyer. My client's wife publicly demanded a divorce in front of his parents. He filed. The settlement we're proposing is completely fair. Mediator looked at me. Anything to add? She said she hated my family and wanted a divorce. I didn't abandon anything. I gave her what she asked for. My wife started crying. I didn't mean it. I was having the worst day. You were apparently having the worst 5 years. You just hid it till that dinner. Mediator held up a hand. Let's focus on assets. Can we reach an agreement on the current proposal? Her lawyer, not until we address potential alimony and emotional damages. My lawyer, there are no emotional damages in no-fault divorce, and they have comparable incomes. Alimony's unlikely. 3 hours of back and forth. Finally agreed, she gets an extra $2,000 from the house equity. I keep my car with the remaining payments. She keeps hers. Retirement stays separate. Joint account split. Both signed. Mediator said the judge would finalize everything within a week or two. Walking out, she tried to stop me in the parking lot. Can we get coffee, just to talk? No, please, I need closure. You got closure at the dinner table. We're done. Her mom was waiting by the car. Shot me a look that could have killed. You happy now? She screamed across the lot. Got what you wanted. I wanted a wife who didn't hate my family. Didn't get that, so here we are. Her mom called me something I won't repeat. I got in my car and left. Final update. Judge finalized everything a couple weeks after mediation. Officially divorced. 5 years of marriage done in about 3 months total. House sold pretty quick, market was decent. After paying off the mortgage and closing costs, we each got about $40,000. She took her money and moved closer to her sister, a couple hours away. I used mine for furniture and building my savings back up. Got one last email after everything was final. Hope you realize what you threw away. We could have worked through this if you weren't so stubborn. Didn't reply, just blocked her email. Her family tried a few more times. Her mom left a voicemail about how I'd ruined her daughter's life. Her sister sent messages calling me heartless. Blocked them all eventually. Lost some mutual friends over it. They thought I overreacted, that you're supposed to work on marriages, not just bail. But my actual close friends got it. A couple of them even said they'd been waiting for me to wake up. Apparently she'd been making comments about my family for years, and I'd just ignored it because I wanted things to work. That hurt to hear, honestly. My parents and I are closer now, though. Sunday dinners are actually relaxing. My mom doesn't look stressed. My dad makes his dumb jokes without watching everyone's reactions. Few months after everything settled, my dad and I were watching a game. You doing all right? He asked during commercial. Yeah, better than I was. Any regrets? Thought about it. Just that I didn't see it sooner. Can't change the past, but you handled the present pretty well. Thanks, Dad. I won't pretend everything's perfect. Divorce sucks even when it's the right move. Lost money, lost time, lost the future I thought I was building. Some days I'm still angry, most days I'm just tired. But I don't regret calling that lawyer at the dinner table. My ex made a choice that night. She decided to weaponize my family, then demanded a divorce thinking I'd grovel and beg her to stay. She bet that I needed her more than I respected myself. She lost that bet. Could we have gone to counseling? Maybe worked through it? Sure, possibly. But here's what I realized. Once someone shows you they're willing to use your family as a weapon, you can't unsee that. Every argument after that would have that hanging over it. Better be careful or I'll tell your parents what I really think. Your mom needs to back off or I'm done. Me or them. I wasn't living like that, rather be alone. So yeah, I called the lawyer, filed the papers, split the assets, moved on, and I'm doing okay now. Not great, not amazing, just okay. Which is honestly better than I was. Got my own place, no drama. My parents are relaxed when I visit. Friends don't have to check if she's cool with stuff anymore. Actually started seeing someone recently. Nothing serious yet. Few dates. She came to Sunday dinner last week. Laughed at my dad's terrible jokes. My mom liked her. That's enough for now. Don't know if my ex ever understood what she did. Based on those emails and messages from her family, probably not. She's still the victim in her version, the woman whose husband abandoned her over one mistake. But that's not my problem anymore. People ask if I'm bitter. I'm not. I've moved on. Just learned an expensive lesson about red flags. Biggest one, when someone tells you who they are, believe them. My ex told me, loudly in front of witnesses, that she hated my family and wanted a divorce. I believed her. Best decision I ever made.